Leeds United 3, Middlesbrough 1. Top of the league we are for tonight. What a result. Craig, how you doing, mate?
Absolutely buzzing after that game.
Yeah, where do we even start, mate? Obviously, Nonto, James, Verba, Aronson, all with the goals. Yes, Verba got an own goal, but still, for us, no, not Verba, sorry, Nonto, James, and Aronson, mate. Let's hear your thoughts on the game.
Well, first half, I thought, I was a bit nervous at the beginning because I thought this is a team that can create as much as what we do, so it's going to be an open, attacking game. And yeah, first half, thought, well, we seemed pretty comfortable. We were creating chances after chance after chance, which I started to think, here we go, this is going to be one of them games where we create thousands of chances and we just don't put anything away, and then it bites us on the ass. Well, Nonto got his goal quite early on, so that settled the nerves a bit. But we still, after, didn't put it to bed. We should have been 3-4 up by half time, and then we let him back into it second half
Yes,
until
it's what we do, though, isn't it? We control games. We go 1-0 up, and then we just sit back, and it's never a case of right. Let's get quicker, get another one. It's constant, but it didn't matter in the end. We got the 3 points, which is all that matters, really. But
yeah. There's the quality showed in the end. I think our quality showed in the end on how good we are. You know,
yeah, we
it's
control the
it
midfield, and
started to they started to come into it toward up to about 70-75 minutes, and then um, we started taking control again after the substitutions, and that quality just came through. Dan James, phenomenal
so good,
today again.
so good today. Even defending the tackle that he made when they were like 2-on-2 from a corner, I think it was that we had originally. He got back, defended so well. He was all over the
Yeah,
place. Obviously, Tanaka just being Tanaka again, just controlled that midfield. He was just having the ball turn, make more space for everybody around him. Obviously, Verba being offside about 28,000 times because he was the furthest player forward like, all the time. Yeah, just all round fantastic performance from top to bottom, goalkeeper to strikers. Anything in particular stand out for you, mate?
um, apart from maybe Dan James, really, unbelievable performance today. But the big thing is it was a good team performance. The standout thing is it's a statement win, I think, against Boro. Because I think that's a game that a lot of people were fearing,
Yeah, I would.
where we might drop the points again after a good run at Ellen Road. But yeah, for me, it's like a statement win.
I mean, 17 shots, 3 goals, conversion rate of 17%, which is getting higher than what it has been. Obviously, we've been in the low, like 8 threes and stuff. Therefore, the opportunities and the chances that we had this time round were considerably better than what we had. I mean, obviously, Aronson, wayward shots in the first half and all of that. But yeah, no, all round, just brilliant play, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, they were a good team performance today. Like I say, first half were a lot better than second because we let them back into it for the first, um, you know, for the first like 20 minutes of the second half. We just let them come at us,
They didn't do anything with it,
and
though.
sorry.
They didn't do anything with it. They were pressing us and they were having the ball around our area, but we held our line really, really well. I even read it down saying that being holding the defensive line well, obviously, great save from Meslier, which then we got the corner and they scored. But
Yeah, that's it. Up until that point, though, it's like they weren't really doing much with it. But then when they got the goal back from the corner, because they'd had the majority of the ball, and they got the goal back from the corner, which I mean, still, it's not a team that scored against us. It were an own goal. So I'm gonna take it as that. We got them back into it, and then I think it just got the tails up a little bit, and then they came trying, and then Melia makes that brilliant save against Doak. He just comes out and claims that ball. That's what I want him to do all the time. But yeah, for all you people out there that say Melia doesn't keep us in games, did it tonight.
We almost scored from it anyway because he released the ball quickly and we were back up at the other end straight afterwards. We were
Yeah,
unlucky not to convert it. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, for that goal, then would you say that Mezier's positioning wasn't great, or was it just unlucky with the height of the ball, and or Verba should have done better?
It's not Melia's fault. That's one of those. If that's if that's an attacking header, that's not a defending header. I would say Verb's at fault because a defender should know never to glance an header towards his own goal.
Yeah,
The most difficult ones to save, and if that's an attacking header, like if that's in the opposite box, it goes in. Nine times out of 10, them go in because they're so difficult to save.
yeah. I mean, Verba didn't really play like a defender today. It's more like a winger, which is good because obviously our system and the way that we set up, our fullbacks are generally forward a lot more. Obviously,
Yeah,
James's ball for Nonto's goal, which obviously Joseph was there as well, was beautiful. Then his taken goal, but he should have had another one beforehand, shouldn't he?
yeah. I think he was just finding his feet with that, and it takes his. He didn't seem to have many shots until that point.
No, it would have been good though because Tanaka would have had another assist. Just
Yeah, that the way that he won that ball back and just played James through it were just unbelievable.
yeah, he just wax lyricals about him, and then obviously Tanaka with the assist for Aronson's. Just how unselfish was he, mate?
Side before self, it's the motto and the very definition of this. But I've said this before, haven't I? That when we're in a position where we need a goal, that's what should happen. You should put it in someone else's path that has got a better opportunity to score, and make sure that ball goes in the back of the net rather than have a go.
Yeah, obviously.
And yeah, very very unselfish.
Yeah, Solomon was calling for it as well, but I think Tanaka just had the ball. It was a lovely, lovely touch. So you could just see it in slow motion afterwards, how well he just took it. And he was never going to shoot. He literally just
Yeah,
laid it in the middle. And Solomon was just screaming him for the ball
yeah,
and been like, that's fine. But the way he ball in, and it was just celebrate with the team. But you could see how much he meant to Tanaka afterwards when he just celebrated, won the ball back from midfield, and just pushed right forward. There is one thing I want
yeah.
to
It was unbelievable.
in the I think it was the 16th minute.
But
Rodon makes a really really good tackle, or what seems to be a good tackle. Did you think it was a penalty because they kept showing it afterwards when he clipped the ankle instead? I'm just going to put this out there right now. Should they have had a penalty or not?
I know that a lot of people are going to say this is a penalty, but from what I were watching on replays, I would 100% say, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but I'd say no, he didn't touch him. It looked like he pulled out of that challenge and he went down too early.
I just think they just kept showing it over and over again, which made it worse.
Yeah.
And it was right
Well,
for the
it's
referee.
it's
So
because they wanted to. I think they want to give a talking point that Boro should have had a penalty, but he went down way too early.
yeah, you see, he went for the ball and then he puts his
So
foot out and then goes down as he done it. But Rodon overall was just exceptional. And he played through an injury as well, which hopefully it's not too bad. He was struggling a lot in the second half. But let's move on to player ratings because otherwise we're just going to talk about every individual again. And I've got
yeah,
some decent player ratings coming up, I think. Right, let's
yeah.
main person to talk with kept us in the game a lot. Elan Mezier, mate.
Um, I'm going to give him an 8 today. I think it was fantastic today.
Yeah,
He made two big saves, and his overall play when he were called upon were good. Distribution were well. He started getting rid of it now instead of playing with it when he needs to.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Um, so yeah, an 8 for me.
I agree. A, do I, Yeah, originally I was thinking like 8 or 8.5, but some of his passing and lays off were a little bit skew if. So yeah, just being picky and the fact that we conceded a goal from a corner, I'll go for an 8 for him. Right, Sam Byron, mate. What did we make about him today?
Um, when I'm gonna say like a 7, but I'm not. I don't mean it as a because I start my base off at 6, so I don't mean it in a bad way, but a 7 as in he didn't do a lot anything spectacular, but he did his job today and he did it well.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. Um, Obviously, he came off in the 85th minute. But again, I think the way we were playing more down the left hand side. So when we
Yeah.
did come over to that side, he wasn't as influential. Obviously, he did make that beautiful pass though for James for the first goal though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He didn't do anything spectacular though, or but it was very, very. He just did his job very well
Yeah,
today.
no, I completely agree with you. I'll go for a 7 as well. Joe Rodon, mate, what we gonna put for him?
Um, Joe Rodon. I'm gonna have to go like a. I'll go an 8,
Yeah,
just because. How many times he gets on the end of the corners that we put into the box, and I mean he scored last week, but in the last game, but this one we're at back to 50 pence head, weren't he? So um, I'll give him an 8. It was brilliant though today.
I mean, obviously you got that tackle. Again, like I said, potential penalty or not. He made an interception not long afterwards when Aronson lost the ball. Overall, I thought he was commanding. Yeah, I'll go for an 8
Mm,
as well. And like I said, even when they had the ball, we held the line well, and we didn't. Apart from that one time when Doak was wide open, and again, Mezzi with that save. But yeah, 8 for him.
yeah.
Right, we're gonna go for Pascal, mate.
Another one with an 8. I could be harsh and knock him on road on half a point off for that bad bit of passing that they did. That led to a corner, and I was just like, "Oh, this is not going to be back to this Leeds, is it?" But yeah, they soon cleared that mistake up, and got back to how they normally play. But yeah, his normal commanding 8, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's good in the air, defensively sound. Didn't really put anything wrong. Obviously, like nothing wrong with him. So yeah, I'll go for an 8. Right, Max Ferber. Right up until you jinxed it, I might add, with your little message to me. And
Well, you called for him. You called for him being man of the match. That as a bold prediction, he was going to get man of the match, and I like your prediction might come true because he was playing really well up until that point,
he was.
and and then he and then he scores an own goal. But to be fair to him, after that, he still played well. So
Yeah, great in the air. I mean, two defensive headers, one attacking header, dribble, three successful tackles, two clearances, three interceptions. I mean, problem is though, because he's got that own goal. How much do you mark him down? And I
seven
think
point five.
what? No, I get.
I would have.
I guess.
I was gonna give him. I was gonna give him. I was gonna give him higher, but no, 7.5 for scoring an own goal that he shouldn't have scored.
See, originally I was like,
Isn't it? He's an experience. He's an experienced international player that thinks he's a level above what we're playing at the minute. He should not be putting his head on that ball that way.
no. I mean, originally I was just thinking 8.5. I'm going to mark him down point 0.5 just for that own goal. So I'm going to go for an 8. He was just. Just trying to think. We won this game. Take that own goal out of it. He was that.
Would he better? So take that goal out of it, then were he better than Strike and Rodon
Yes,
overall?
yes.
Yeah.
Going forward and
Then
defensively, he made more tackles than them. He made more interceptions, more clearances, and he was getting forward. He's probably offside the most out of everybody on the pitch combined.
then I'll then I'll go for an 8
That's
then.
fine then. It's just that own goal, mate. If it wasn't for that own goal, he probably would be my man of the match.
Well, the only reason why I'd mark him down to 7.5, mate, is because the level that he thinks he is, and that he's an international defender playing for Austria, and he thinks he's a level above this league. Then he shouldn't be making silly mistakes like that. You don't head a goal. You don't head a ball towards your own goal like that.
No, I completely understand and I do get that, but it's just you jinxed it, so I'm blaming you for the own goal. Right,
All right, you can blame me.
we'll go to Joe Rothwell next. Let's hear your thoughts on
Out,
Joe.
outstanding today, Joe Rothwell. 8.5.
Yeah, so commanding again in the midfield. Just so I'm tempted to go eight. Yeah, eight. I might be being harsh, but
You are being harsh. If you're giving Verber, I mean, and that freak. Oh yeah, yeah. I am going to give Verber a 7.5 because that fucking free kick that he took as well.
no, he's still an eight. You can't change your mind now. I
Yeah,
uh,
I can. He's 7.5 because I'm Rothwell's 8.5.
right, well,
Rothwell was loads better than Verber today.
not for me. As much as I hate to say that, I'm only going to give him an eight. Right, Tanaka, mate. Oh, what just how good is he?
He's so good in it. Another one. I can't. I'd have to give him. Because at first I was thinking, before that, at the end, I was thinking Rafael's having a better game than Tanaka,
Really?
and then Tanaka just, yeah, I thought so for the first because Tanaka lost possession a couple of times, and I thought he's not as he's not doing what he normally does, and then I mean, that the time that he lost possession and then won it back, he chased back on just
Yeah,
brilliant tackle to win it back.
that was the chance.
He
That was the chance when we were one
Yeah,
on
and
one,
then
wasn't it? Because he lost the ball,
yeah,
challenged, and then that man was open. But
yeah, but then it's like, yeah, he's just up until a point. I thought, oh, Rafael's having a better game than Tanaka. Is just more visually in the game, and then the last five minutes, Tanaka just became Tanaka again, and like I was like, I'm gonna just I'm just gonna take over and do this. So yeah, I think I'll give Tanaka maybe a high end 8.5.
right, so he had the most chances created in the game with three, most touches by a Leeds player of
Mm.
99, nine final third passes, eight recoveries, and eight dual ones. Mate, even before that assist at the end, I mean, whether or not he should have taken the shot or not is another matter. But he had
Yeah,
that chance with James where he laid it off to James, and it was a lovely, lovely weighted ball. Passing wise, again, was up there. He had 73 out of 79 passes done, two aerial duels, one, again, tackles as well. Sorry, he attempted seven tackles and won four of them, one interception. Yes, he was dispossessed of the most on the pitch by a Leeds player, 8.5 as well.
yeah.
But he was just, mate, honestly, what a find and what a bargain. I know we were linked with him last year, and then that's the problem with these.
Well, there's a reason, and
There's a problem with these. When we're linked with a player one summer, the next summer they've gone and they go on to do better things. But the fact that we've managed to get him for 3 million, just hats
yeah.
off.
And this is and all the people that say Farker out, Farker out, Farker out is not a good manager. That was a Farker signing.
Yes, and Tanaka is just. next level. Like,
Yeah, that's a player that Farker chose. He wanted him.
he is probably one of our best ever signings, especially in recent history. I know that we've had the likes of Pablo Rafinha come in, but in terms of what
Yeah.
he
So far, I mean,
does,
when did he get cemented into first team? September.
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Because obviously it was Gruev and Ampadu. He only came on briefly, and then they both got injured, and then he cemented his place. And quite frankly, it's going to be really
So
hard for him to lose his place.
that was late September, right? I think it was about late
Yeah,
September when he came in. So then you've got October, November, then big, and we're only a couple of weeks into December, right? And he's won 2 Player of the Month
yeah,
awards.
I
It's,
know.
I mean, it says it all.
It's just brilliant. Right, let's move on to Dan James now. Like, gets his goal, dribbles amazing, taking on his crossing was brilliant. What did you make about James?
Fantastic today, amazing. It is when Dan James is on fire, Leeds are on fire, and what did I say to you earlier on? When Dan James scores, what do? We win,
100th
and I think
appearance for
that
Leeds
I
as
think
well.
that I think it's there's a stat somewhere that I think it's like I think we've won 89% of his games when Dan James scores.
Possibly. I didn't know the full stats on
Something
it.
something along those lines.
But yeah, no, 100th appearance for Leeds, caps off with a goal, which I did say before the game that he was going to score. That cross as well for the first goal. Yes, okay, the keeper and stuff like that made that happen, but he
Yeah,
still made that cross, and he was made another beautiful cross in for Joseph as well. He holds his runs as well, and his decision making.
he's getting
It's that decision making,
he's
mate.
getting so much better.
Whether or not he crosses,
He were even shouting at Rothwell towards the end, and like in the 90 odd minutes, and he's shouting at Rothwell like to play the ball up the line because he had loads of space to run into it, and he's still wanting to attack. He's amazing. I'm giving him a 9.
and for that tackle as well, tracked back,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, he thought that player thought he were in, and then Dan James comes running across, and it's like you're not catching Dan
yeah,
James. He just nicked that ball off your foot before you even knew you had it.
exactly. Yeah, I'll go for a 9.5.
I'm going for a 9 because he's my man of the match. He should have scored that first chance, so a 9.
Yeah,
He'd have got a 9.5 if he'd have put that away.
yeah. Well, then he wouldn't have had that second chance. Well, he might have had that second chance, but it was literally straight after anyway. So, but yeah,
Yeah, carbon copy as well. But have a look. There's another stat I think that he's one of only so many players that when he scored for Leeds, I think we've won so many consecutive games when he scored, and I think the only other player to do that were I want to say Viduka, but I can't remember. It's a long time ago though. There's only one other player I think that's we've won so many matches when they've scored, and Dan James is up there now.
yeah. Right, my American boy, Brendan Aronson, my little marmite.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me you're going to give him an high score.
Right, let's hear your thoughts on him first, because like I said last episode, he is like Marmite. Obviously, we had Simeon on who did say he can be frustrating to watch from a non
Very.
from a non-biased point of view, mate. So let's hear your thoughts on him first.
You know my thoughts on Aronson. He's absolute. It's like I thought. Oh, today, like the first few minutes, thought oh, he's learnt a new trick because he did this dropping shoulder thing and then like spinning, and I'm like, oh, he's learnt a new trick 'cause he's done it a few times now, the same thing, and it's coming off and it looks good. So, oh, nice one. Maybe he's going to start pulling this off and instead of just falling to the ground, and then what happens? 5 minutes later, falls to the ground, runs down a rabbit hole. He just doesn't look up and look what passes are on. It's like he turns that way, and then falls over as soon as someone touches him, or he runs into people because he didn't know where to go, and he can't dribble for shit. So it's like he's good at pressing, he's good at hassling. I'll give him that. And I like his new little trick when it comes off because it come off a couple of
Yes, he
times.
did.
He did play a nice pass through to James today. It was just a little bit over it. Um, that would have put James one on one with keeper, and I think a couple more yards out, James would have got that before the
Yes,
keeper.
I know exactly what you mean as well. Yeah,
But yeah, overall though, he's a game as a footballer. He's just apart from the odd moments, but I don't like giving players an I rating just for the odd moments.
no, I know what you mean.
He's got to do it. He's got to do it consistently. So for me, um, I'm going to give him a 7. I give Sam Byram a 7 for doing his job well. I'm giving Arrington a 7 just for being there.
He got the goal as well, though. I know that's not. I know
He's
you
not
know.
a
I
yeah,
know it's
but
a tap. I understand that it's a tap in, right? I get that. He's
if
in
he
that
weren't,
position.
he took that off Solomon's. He took it off Solomon's foot as well.
He
Solomon
didn't
would have
even put his
scored
foot
that.
out. Solomon literally stood back and didn't even put his foot out for it, whereas Aronson did. If you watch it,
So he ran in front of Solomon. He
he
ran
was
in
on the
front.
side,
Solomon and
trying to
Aronson were
get
side by
offside.
side.
Ar- Aronson was ahead of him. He passed it. Solomon didn't even do anything. If anything, he stepped back and Aronson tapped it in. But again, you got to be in that position to score. But again, I understand the frustrations of falling over and running into players because he doesn't look up. But in the second half, when he ran like
Yeah.
through four players,
Also explain the clear cut chance that he had nobody around him for miles, and he could have walked that ball in the net. He could
yeah,
have trapped it just and took a touch and then just picked his spot, but no, he just walloped it into the stand like he was playing rugby.
7.5.
I'll let you off with that.
I'm only doing that because of the goal. If it wasn't for the goal, it probably would be a 7. But you got to add all the other little bits to it. So
Yeah. Well, I give Sam Byram a 7 for doing his job well. So
no, I completely get that. Right, let's talk about another man that is dividing Leeds fans at the moment, Mateus Joseph, mate. Let's hear your thoughts on him.
I don't think he's ready. At the beginning of the season, I was like raving from pre-season at how good he is at finishing, and you know, I think without pressure in pre-season games, without pressure, I think he'd be like he'll be like a Bamford was in COVID. You know, when they had no crowds,
Yes.
so he had no. I think without crowds, without that pressure on him, if there were no one in the stadium, he'll probably do better. But I don't think he's ready at all. He's he's busy, but he's not doing anything effective with it. Like when he gets the ball, he loses it a lot. When he does get it, um, he makes bad decisions, and he keeps running to the far post instead of the near post. When the ball's coming in at the near post, he's letting the defender get between him and the ball. He's running to the far post. The ball's coming into the near post. You've got to run in front of the defender.
Yeah, I mean that the chance that he should have just stuck a leg out for it. He ran towards the near post and he went far post, but he just didn't stick a leg out. The
Yeah,
ball, it was a beautiful delivery in, like the weight of the ball.
yeah,
Stick your leg out, have a
and then
like at least have a chance. If you put your foot through it and it goes over or goes wide or into the keeper, you've made the effort. But when you're
yeah,
literally
and then
running
there were
straight
no,
it past you,
there, yeah, there were another chance though. Nonto, I think it was Nonto that had a shot. It came. The keeper saved it, and then he just half-heartedly like looked at it past him instead of sticking his leg out and trying.
yeah,
Like I think he stuck his leg out a bit, but then he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to reach that, so I'm not going to try." But
unless he thought he
it's
was
like
offside
you
or
could have got that
something.
ball.
Yeah. What's your rating for him then, mate?
6.5, maybe. Maybe a 6.
Six. 6.5 is a bit generous.
Yeah.
I'm.
Well,
It's not that I don't like him. I do like him, and I think that's been completely misinterpreted by how I do slate him. But again, I want him to succeed. I want him to be scoring goals left, right, and centre. I want him to be challenging Pirro for top goal scorer for Leeds or in the league, and everyone raving about him. That's what we want from our players. But
yeah. I,
it's just horrible.
I do rate him, but I want him to go out on loan. I want him to go out on loan and prove he can do it.
I wouldn't go
See,
that far. I would
like
not go that far.
couple of seasons ago. Well, a couple of seasons ago, I thought that, like, in my personal opinion, I thought Max Dean were a better option than Gellart and Sam Greenwood.
Yeah,
And look what's happened.
exactly.
We sold Max Dean, kept the other two, and now one's out on loan. The other one's talking about going out on loan in January and or being sold. And we sold Max Dean, and he's doing well.
He is.
So, and I thought he was the better striker out of them all. So what I just hope the same is not going to happen with this. With Pick Joseph and Luca Thomas is out, and he's going to be actually the better striker. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see. Right, so I'm going to give him a six. Right. Two substitutes in Perot and Solomon. Mate, would you rate them two?
I'd probably just give them both sevens. They didn't really have much time to affect that much of the game. I think they were a bit busy. Solomon were very direct, and Perot. I tell you what, Perot is there's some about him in the last few games. Is looking better.
Yeah, he was pressing as well when he was doing. He made the assist as
Yeah,
well.
and they were unlucky towards the end because there were a challenge on him that were like the referee deemed it a foul to Middlesbrough, but he didn't really touch.
Nah.
Perot won the ball fair and square. He didn't touch him,
Yeah, I mean,
and you were frustrated. And it would have been a good position to put a ball across. But yeah, Perot's been playing pretty well when he's in the last couple of games.
I'm tempted to give him 7.5.
Mm,
So
I could
I'm
see
going to
why.
give Pirro a 7.5, and I'm going to give Solomon a 7. Again, direct, doing what he needs to do.
Yeah,
And then, I mean,
I'll agree with
the
that.
other three substitutes we can't really mark. I mean, Ampadu, do you want to give him a rating because he's back, or
It's nice to see him back in it. I'll give him an 8 just for recovering so quick.
I'm not going to give him a rating on that. But yeah, no, he has come back really,
No,
really
not
good.
for the game. I'm going to give him an 8 for the recovery.
No, that's fine. And then obviously Smith and Kilvargu, can't really give him anything on that because literally just to see off the game. But yeah, 3 points each. I
Yeah,
win. Woohoo! Don't ask me where
yeah.
that came from.
But yeah, I mean, Farker don't know what he's doing, does
No,
he?
terrible manager,
Melier
top of
don't,
the league.
terrible manager. Melier don't keep us in games, and
Eight wins at home, mate.
well,
What's that all about?
yeah,
Yeah,
conceded. Was it 8 wins at home? Conceded 2 in the last 10.
something like that. Right, we'll leave that there, mate. Let's have a quick prediction for Saturday. I think it's Saturday we play. Yes, it is Saturday at 12:30 against Preston.
Yeah, horrible place to go in it.
Yeah, I'm not going to give.
Horrible place to go. It's going to be another lunchtime kickoff, and well, we know what happened last week on a 12:30 at the third game in the week. So this is another third game in a week, and are we going to come out lethargic, or are we going to? I think it all depends on what Leeds turn up, but I think we're going to start stringing some because I don't think our away form is that bad,
It's not.
but when I think somebody said it over there that, and I mentioned it on the last podcast, 23% of teams are winning away from home this season. It's across the board. Compared to last season, it was 30 odd%.
I mean, even today, so we're recording this on Tuesday. Obviously, Derby drew their away. Stoke were winning against Luton and lost. Swansea beat Plymouth, so that was away from home. Norwich drew with Portsmouth. Blackburn did win away, and that was it. obviously Bristol City were winning
Yeah,
away, but then drew to Sunderland. So yeah, waiting
yeah. A lot of teams are not winning away this season, and what is it? How many we've only lost two away.
through two or three, we've drawn
Two.
four and won three.
We've lost three. We've lost three all season, so we've lost two
Yeah,
away.
so that's not too
I
bad.
mean,
It's the draws.
it's not too bad. It's December. It's the draws that have hampered it, but we're not losing.
I know,
So all it needs is to just turn that draw into a win.
and we're
And what have I said? Conversion rate.
and we're close at 2 points a game gets you promoted. 41 points out of 20 games, so we are there. I know that is actually over 2 points a game, so we're there at the moment. So keep this up, and we will get promoted, hopefully. But I will leave that there. Craig, thanks for joining as always. Guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget we are sponsored by Prize Pot, where you can get a signed Lucas Radeby top. Head over there. Link tree in the description. Go and share some love. Share this out to everybody that sports leads. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Craig, thanks for joining, mate.